the nomination today. I just heard Mike and Arthur.
The old clock on the wall says 2:00. And so I would like to call the meeting of the June 18th, 2025 Board of Water Commissioners to order. Excuse me, and ask that the secretary call the roll.
Chairman Einhoff,
Present.
Vice Chair Blackman, Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Garcia,
Present.
Commissioner Forte is absent. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next is the approval of the agenda that is in front of you. Is there a motion?
Approval of the agenda as presented.
It's been moved and seconded. Any corrections or changes to the agenda as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye, and that is adopted unanimously. Next, we have the approval of the May 21, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion? Commission to approve the minutes. Commissioner Coleman,
Mr. Chair.
moved and seconded. Any corrections, excuse me, or other modifications to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that is adopted unanimously. And I should note, this is both our regular monthly meeting, excuse me, and it's also our annual meeting. And so next we move to item number 5, election and approval of officers. And so we begin with the office of chair for a term of July 1, 2025 to June the 30th, 2026. Are there any nominations for the office of chair? Commissioner Blackman.
Mr. Chair, I would move that I would nominate the chair, Michael Einhauser, for the 2025 through June 30, 2026 year.
Support.
Moved and seconded, and I will relinquish the gavel as I am in a conflict of interest situation and ask the vice chair to take over presiding on the meeting.
Any other nominations? Hearing none, we unanimously elect Michael Einhauser as chair. You don't have to vote if there's no other nominations. I thought you were questioning me. I'm sorry. So congratulations, Chairman Einhauser. I now return the gavel to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Are there any nominations for the office of vice chair for the same term, July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2026? Commissioner Davis,
Nominate Mary Blackman as vice chair.
is there a second? All right. Commissioner Blackman's name has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Then nominations will be closed, and we will rule that Commissioner Blackman is elected vice chair by unanimous consent and acclamation. Congratulations. Sort of sounds like Russian elections, doesn't it? For the office of secretary for the same term, are there any nominations for the office of secretary?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Kenlock.
Go ahead. Mr. Chair, I nominate Mr. John Henry Davis for the position of secretary for the ensuing year.
And moved and seconded. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All right, nominations are closed, and Commissioner Davis is selected unanimously and by acclamation. Congratulations. Mr. McGriff, we don't have to formally adopt the resolutions. We've sort of done it, or do we?
Mr. Chairman, I would recommend that you formally adopt the resolutions.
Beginning on page 13, someone like to make that motion? Commissioner Blackman.
Recommendation of Scott McGriff, General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer, the Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department approves the following officer of chair for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. And that person is Michael Einhauser.
Is there a second? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, that is unanimously approved. I recognize myself and make the following motion upon the recommendation of Scott McGriff, General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer. The Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewer Department approves the following officer of Vice Chair for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30th, and that is Commissioner Mary Blackman. All those in favor say aye. And that is unanimously adopted. Who would like to offer the motion on page 17?
Mr. Chair, okay. Yes, Mr. Chair, upon recommendation of Scott McGriff, General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer, the Detroit Board of Water Commission for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department, I move to adopt the resolution electing as Board Secretary for the term of July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, John Henry Davis.
Seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. And that is adopted unanimously. All right. Congratulations, one and all. And I'll just say for myself, I appreciate the vote of confidence. We typically, there's going to be a new mayor this time next year, so there may be new commissioners this time next year. We don't know. But it's been a privilege and an honor to work with you all. Okay, item D, with regard to the schedule of board meetings, would someone like to make the motion that appears on page 19?
Mr. Chair,
Yes. Commissioner Blackman.
upon recommendation of Scott McGriff, Chief General Counsel and Compliance Officer, the Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department adopts the fiscal year 2025 through 2026 schedule of Board of Water Commissioners meetings attached to this motion, and also authorizes the chairman and the director to take such other action as may be necessary to accomplish the intent of this vote.
List of committee meetings and board meetings, and there's no secret, the committees meet on the first Wednesday of the month, and the board meets on the third Wednesday of the month. All right, all those in,
Wise.
otherwise. Did we get a support? Okay. It's moved and supported. All those in favor of adopting the schedule of meetings as presented, please say aye. And that is unanimously adopted. Okay. Now we come to public comments. And is there anybody?
Mr. Chair, I can read the script for public comment. Yes. All right, to make a comment, if you are in person, please sign the sign-in sheet. Your name will be called and you can proceed to the microphone. If you are online, please raise your hand by using the raise hand icon on your desktop or mobile device. If you are calling into the meeting by phone, press *9 to raise your hand. If you are online using the Zoom app or on the phone, after your name is called, you will get permission to unmute. In order to begin speaking, you will have to unmute yourself. To do so, press the unmute button, which is the microphone icon if you're online or on the app, or *6 if you are calling in. At the beginning of your comment, please share your full name and the community or neighborhood you live, work in, or are representing. The timer will start after your introduction. You will have a limit of 3 minutes to make your comment, and please keep your comments to public comment. This is not an opportunity to request information or data, which could be done through the city website and Legislar. If you are online and make a comment, in order for DWSD staff to follow up with you, we kindly request you complete the comment card link located with the Board of Water Commissioners meeting event posted on the DWSD homepage on the city website, which is detroitmi.gov/DWSD. You will only be called upon once. Once the chair closes public comment, there will be no other comments from the public, and all attendees will remain muted for the duration of the meeting. On-site comments will go first, followed by online, and then on the phone. Again, as a friendly reminder, any requests for data, metrics, or other information should go through the Freedom of Information Act request process, the FOIA process, which is available on our webpage at detroitmi.gov/DWSD. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to recognize Mr. Jermaine Payne. Mr. Payne, how are you today, sir?
Commissioner, how you doing? Good afternoon, Commissioner, Board Commissioners. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to speak today. First thing I want to speak on is we have 15 jetter checks. This is directly towards Sam Smiley. We have 15 jetter trucks in the city of Detroit, and from my understanding and upon my investigation, and I haven't finished investigating yet, but we're only using 3 vacuum trucks for the whole city. I think that's really crazy. I also hear that we are going down to a flex schedule opportunity for our DWSD employees. However, we have a lot of issues going on with our sewer and water infrastructure. So I don't understand how we are pumping out or not getting the proper equipment fixed and everything and maintained so we can maintain our systems around the city of Detroit. We're giving out those contracts to subcontractors instead of actually using in-house contractors. I think that's a little bit beyond me. And we have the staff that we have, and it's not being utilized to what it needs to be utilized for. So I know the director is not here, and I wanted to direct these questions to Gary Brown directly, but I know Sam is the deputy director, so kind of want to understand what is your game plan for this year, Sam, far as getting repairs done, projects done, and updating our system that is consistently breaking down. Every time we look up, there's a sinkhole somewhere in the neighborhood. There's a block blagged up where there's a sewer system is clogged or it's got a bunch of roots in the manhole, stuff like that. And then I also want to know, why are we cutting overtime? Why is overtime on? It goes from 1 month, it may be an open opportunity for our employees, and then next month we cut the overtime. So like, I think we should be ramping up our staff, our talent. I know there's a DWSD community hiring event coming up on the 26th. And I'm very aware of that. I'm also aware of what's going on in the department. I may not need to be working directly in DWSD, but I have a lot of associates and resources that I use, and I rely on the information that I have. So I'm not happy about some of the things that I'm hearing with the department. And I know the Board of Commissioners are sitting here around the table. We barely get interaction from them unless it's something catastrophic affecting the community directly in somebody's district. So that's my concerns today. Thank you.
Next, Ashley Williams. Ms. Williams? How are you, ma'am?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashley Williams of Michigan Investor Group. I'm actually here regarding a personal matter. I'm a local investor in the city of Detroit. Mainly, I purchased from the Detroit Land Bank, and unfortunately, I purchased a property now at the end of 2023. And the water bill went from $200 to actually over $12,000 based on the last review, I guess, of the Detroit Water and Sewer. They stated was May of 2012. and they took out an old meter out of the property and they used that and assessed the fees 100% to me. And I've been working with Detroit Water and Sewer and requesting a hearing. I haven't heard any response back. So I'm here basically to try to get some assistance with, what I'm dealing with, trying to, renovate a dilapidated property and work with, making the city better. However, receiving things that are like, ridiculous as far as utilities.
When you listed, when you signed in, is this the address?
And I have the account number as well as, and then I've also brought additional pictures of the property that's showing that it's dilapidated, it's no hot water tank, it's no, functional kitchen, bathroom, it's no water usage at all. So they took out something that wasn't working, an incorrect, older meter that wasn't, giving them any updates. And then they just assessed that, which will be over a 13-year period where I had no ownership in the property. Then it just dumped in my lap. And this is the only property that I've ever had that purchased out of approximately 30 within the city of Detroit that I've had this type of issue with.
Oh, how is it that you own it?
I purchased property directly from the land bank. I have a contract with the land bank. Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
We have the address. We'll be happy to look into that and collaborate with Ashley.
And you gave us your phone number on the sign-in. You can be reached at that number?
Can I have someone's information to follow up with? Because I've been calling your number, and no one has been even responding to those voice messages. I've been requesting hearings, nothing. That's why I'm here present today.
You will hear from us this week.
Then you were saying that, okay, so I'll wait for your card or something. Okay. So I guess that's it for today. Thank you all for your time.
Down, Ms. Williams. Next is Bridget Scullin. Good afternoon, Ms. Scullin.
Afternoon. And I appreciate your accessibility for holding various businesses accountable for paying their water bills. I am born in Detroit, raised in Metro Detroit. I've lived all around the world in various continents, but it wasn't until I moved back to Detroit and for the first time lived in the city of Detroit as a tenant of the landlord Jeffrey Cowan, C-O-W-I-N, that I experienced a water shutoff, which coincidentally happened when I had COVID. I was forced to flee to my parents' house in Metro Detroit where I grew up. I endangered their safety and their lives, basically, by having to seek water and sewage accessibility, sanitation and hygiene at their house. I prepared some packets for you that I emailed, and I received a confirmation that they were distributed to the appropriate persons. I also have printouts that I'll give to you. I realize my time is running short. My question is, why does DWSD neglect to uniformly enforce water payments of commercial properties that are also residences and allow landlords to accrue thousands and thousands of dollars in debt? In my packet, I have a chart that illustrates the debt of this landlord, Jeffrey Cohen, and Greater Midtown Property Management LLC in Virginia Park and also Brush Park. The total amount that he owes via the most recent data I received from FOIA requests is $34,305.27. In the leases of tenants, including me as a former tenant, Cohen is responsible to pay utilities, including water and sewage. His neglect to pay the water bills as specified in the lease violates contract law and consumer protection. I realize that is more kind of the city's responsibility, but since you also deal with these issues, that's why I'm presenting this problem to you. So the issue is that DWSD, in my experience, neglects to enforce water payments of commercial properties that are also residences. And that contributes to a culture of absence of accountability and puts tenants such as myself, my former self, current tenants and prospective tenants all across the city of Detroit, as well as their families or friends, at risk for water shutoff and retaliation. In my experience as a tenant in August 2022, the water suddenly went off. Upon calling DWSD customer service, I learned someone had requested the water to be shut off and that the water bill in arrears had never been in the landlord's name. in recent history. But I'll cut this short, but the landlord ended up retaliating against me, which constituted an illegal eviction. He's also been shown to be having sexually harassed tenants in an outlier media article that came out 3 months ago. There continues to be an absence of accountability by various agencies in Detroit, so that's why I'm appealing to you. Thank you.
Have the address. We'll be happy to look into that account.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a various properties that he owns, so that he operates mostly under one LLC, so it's not too difficult to trace. Thank you.
You've provided some handouts for us. We will review them. And
It's the FOIA records that I received, and I also want to commend DWSD FOIA office, or the folks who are responsible for FOIA DWSD, that were prompt and also more comprehensive in providing the records than say DPD is in my experience. So thanks to your employees.
very much. Is there anyone present in the audience that would like to address the board? All right, do we have anyone? Yeah.
Okay. Contrary to what we heard, I will report that our DWSD maintenance and repair sewer team cleaned 16.9 miles of sewer last week. Our contractors cleaned 7.8 miles of sewer last week. And combined, they also cleaned 255 catch basins. And if we do the math, that's a very good pace to meet our annual goals of 600 miles of sewer cleaned and at least 6,000 catch basins.
If there's nobody else present in the audience that would like to address the board, do we have anybody online?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 2 hands raised online so far. The first is Cecily McClellan.
Ms. McClellan?
Thank you very much. Cecily McClellan with We the People of Detroit. I would just like to, to share with you that, the numbers are pretty stagnant for the Detroit Lifeline program. And it was our hope that there would be some increase. It was our understanding that there was funding at minimum for approximately 11,000 residents. So I'm not sure whether that funding has already been exhausted, but this program is desperately needed. And as we see, the Easy Pay program is steadfastly increasing, but many people that cannot afford their bill cannot afford to pay the current bill as well as the past due amount. So it's our hope that there will be additional funding provided to this program. I would just like to also announce that Representative Devendorf has issued the Water Affordability Now bill in Lansing. That bill number is 4555, and it is our hope that the Board of Water Commission as well as the utility, DWSD, will get behind this bill. This bill provides income-based cap on water rates. It provides protection from water shutoff for customers in water affordability program, customers with medical needs, and households with senior citizens, pregnant people, children under the age of 18, and tenants. It provides a path for complete water debt forgiveness. It does not cap the amount of water a low-income family within the program can use. This means large families are not penalized because they need more water. We also recognize low-income families do not have the means to purchase high-efficiency appliance, may not have low flow toilets and shower heads to reduce water uses. And like all people, have basic water use needs like washing clothes, water for cooking food and staying hydrated, and more. Prohibits existing and future liens on property for homeowners, as when families fall too far behind on their water bills, the debt can be sent to the tax collector, putting a lien on their home and putting them at risk of losing it. That kind of stress can push families into a crisis, needing even more help just to get back on their feet. It is our hope that you will support this bill on a statewide level. It has approximately 12 sponsors or more right now, and it is the first of a series of bills that will be introduced in Lansing. So I think we all want to support water affordability for our low and moderate income residents. And this is just one step this year in the right direction. So please get behind it. And all of the residents that hear, please call and support it.
Thank you very much, Ms. McClellan. And I'd like to ask our general counsel if he could secure a copy of the bill and distribute it to us for our review.
That,
The bill number, I did not hear it.
Ms. McClellan, are you still here? We'll figure it out.
It's 4555.
House bill, Senate bill?
House Bill 4555.
It was introduced by Emily Diefendorf. Who's next online?
Gwendolyn Howard?
Say it again, please.
Gwendolyn Howard?
Ms. Howard?
Good morning.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Well, good afternoon. It is. It's been a long morning. And so I am Gwendolyn Howard of We the People of Detroit Water Peeps Division. I won't reiterate what Ms. McCullen said. You did get the bill number. I was going to tell you that 4555. Easy bill to remember. Easy bill to remember. 4555. So good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. As we still, we work really hard to help and assist you on the Lifeline bill, and as it has changed its form from its beginning, we're just curious to know, since you've installed Promise Pay, and I saw some data on Promise Pay collections. So when our customers reach it to the Promise Pay level, that means that they haven't paid their water bill, and that means that they're in collections. So my concern is, how many people are in Promise Pay, meaning that they did not keep up with their payments, and how many are subject to shut off? And have you begun shutting off? We've gotten some influx of calls here and there that they've had some shut off notices. Hadn't really got a feel for you saying that shut offs will resume, but it's summertime, it's hot, it's crazy. Water is not a utility you don't want to have in this kind of stressed heat and what have you. So being on that note, just wondering what's really going on with the customers that have been moved over to Promise Pay. If they're not paying, then what's going on? You gave us the data on Promise Pay collections, but not on them that did not pay and had been moved off of Easy Pay to Promise Pay. So I guess our concern is, has shut off notices been issued, and is that going to be a realm of what's going on? Because it is summertime, it is what it is, and we want to know, is it something we can do to help our customers, or to somewhere to refer them to, and so on. I know that the SER program is assisting, but it still has a small cap on what they can apply for, or what have you. So I guess in our listening to our customers at a couple of events that we were at, shutoffs have been starting, but we didn't really know how that was looking from the water board point of view. Thanks for taking my call. That's my concern. And remember, check out our bill 4555. It's just like Lifeline was at that time. It's the best thing going for our customers. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you, Ms. Howard. And is there anyone else?
May I make a comment? Chief of Staff, Chief Customer Service Officer, DWSD. I just want to respond to 2 points on the last caller. One is that, as I've reported over the past several months, no DWSD customer, residential, commercial, faith-based, that is on Promise Pay. We have not begun the Promise Pay process. So that is number one. Number two, Promise Pay is not a collections agency, and no one is in collections when they're on Promise Pay. And then the third point that I wanted to make is that of all the customers that are currently on Lifeline, regardless of whether they've made a payment or not, no one has received and has not been shut off that is currently on the Lifeline program. So I just, to Ms. Howard, to the 3 points she made, I just wanted to be on record of exactly what's happening. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Is there anyone else?
Yes, next is Narelle Hemphill.
Say it again, please.
Narelle Hemphill.
Ms. Hempill?
Yes, may I be heard?
Yes, ma'am. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon. My name is Norel Hemphill. I have the honor and privilege of serving as the legal and policy manager at We the People of Detroit. I want to reiterate what was stated before about the support for House Bill 4555. You'll find that that bill is the first bill in our package for the Affordable Water Now bill package. And it is just what it says. It's a pathway for residents across the entire state of Michigan, not just in Detroit, to have access to clean, safe, and affordable water, uninterrupted access to clean, safe, and affordable water. With that, we believe that there should be a moratorium on water shutoffs, that no one should be without water. And we definitely need an income-based program codified into law on the city level. Now, that program again and protection will be at the state level. We will still need protections at the city of Detroit level. One that exists regardless of funding. And that when there is a program codified into law, that there's resources set aside to support that action, whether that is an appropriation at the federal level, or it's written into the budgets at the state and city level. When everybody has water, it allows all residents to be healthy. In 2016, we set in the highest hepatitis A outbreak in North America, right here in the city of Detroit. It was underreported, but we found that in households with the water shut off, they were 1.5 times more likely to get a waterborne illness. And on blocks where just one house was shut off, there were 1.5 more times to get a waterborne illness as well. So the human health impacts are widespread and very vast. We saw in COVID, we set at 40% of the shutoffs, 40% of the deaths at one time when we still had water shut off. And once DWSD did start to restore water, those deaths did go down. And that was for the entire state of Michigan, and that Detroit made up 40% of the deaths in COVID. We believe that water is a human right. And again, it is critically important that everyone has clean access to clean, safe, and affordable water. And I'll stop there. There's only a couple seconds. Everybody have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hemphill. May I ask, do you have any data that you can show us to support the claims that you've just made? Because I'm very concerned. If we're causing people to have diseases, I'd like to know the specific examples. Where does that come from?
Yes, I can share that. The one for the COVID data was reported in Detroit News, and then the study for the hepatitis A and other waterborne illness was a study done through Henry Ford Health Systems Global Health Initiative. I can definitely email that to the board.
Please do, and if you can tell us where the websites are, or where I'd like to review those studies myself.
Will do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask, and I know we don't normally, but staff, have you heard of any of these reports, or were we informed if this is coming from any health agency or hospital or anything? They should, I think it would be prudent for them to have contacted us regarding this data and information.
No, Commissioner, but we will certainly look into it. What I do know, because we were all intimately involved, is that when COVID hit, DWSD moved heaven and earth to turn on every service that we possibly could as fast as we could, including if we had to install a sink so that they had a working fixture, if we had to install a toilet, we installed toilets. We turned on tens of thousands of properties in a matter of weeks. And we had the entire department aligned to help protect public health and safety, but we'll be happy to look into the data that was reported.
All right, is there anyone else who wishes to address the board?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Next is Miko Williams.
D'Amico Williams, you have the
Yes.
floor, sir.
Yes, hi, good afternoon, board. D'Amico Williams, Chief Executive Director, Hydrate Detroit. We're a 501c3 organization that helps people with their water bills, consultation and advocacy. Congratulations, Chairman Eisenhower, Vice Chair Blackman, for being elected to another term. I would have preferred Jonathan Kenlock to be the chair, but can't have always what you want, especially when it's an appointed body and it's not elected. This water board should be elected. I think we should change the charter to reflect an all electable water board. I
Think we
also
should
think
be, hey, Mr. Williams, you would like us to be like the Board of Police Commissioners?
you interrupted my time. I'm sorry. Can I get that back, please?
No, I will not take away any of your time. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, they're appointed as well. Some of those positions are appointed, and people aren't even running for the police commission. It's a mess. But anyway, I want to talk about the water court. I'm still disagreeing with the water court being inside this body of the department. It should be separate, independent. The city of Detroit was doing a service to the residents by giving them an opportunity. It just feels like some cases here have not been represented well, and they're not being deliberately fair. And we had an advantage as citizens to go to water court or to go to litigation, and it was independent. It wasn't in-house of the water department. That needs to be changed, or it needs to be reviewed. Also, I would like to follow up with Mr. Jermaine Payne. Mr. Smalley, we did not ask for any specifics in regards to your accomplishments. We asked you for the schedule of what the DWSD workers, are they on a 4-day flex week, or are they going to be on a contractual needed as basis? How many workers do you have on these projects, and when are these projects to be completed? That's what we wanted to know. If the workers are not being utilized on these projects, or they're on a 4-day work week and time is running to where we don't have an actual timeline for those projects. I was riding through the streets, and the streets are flooding and the basins are clogged. When are the water vacuum trucks going to get out and clean? Also, I would like to speak about the Easy Pay. I'm doing the Share Water donation drive, as I do every year for Hydrate Detroit, and I would love the partnership of this water department to promote the Easy Plate plan at the barbecue event that I'm having. I'll send more information on that. I'm still reviewing the numbers, and I'm also comparing the past numbers of the, because we should be out of this situation to where it should be 10,000 people have paid their water bill, and there should be an 80% success rate instead of 10,000 of breaking the payment plan, and they had no idea or any guidance of how to keep up on the payment plan. We'll still work on this, and I still committed to our partnership. Thank you so much for taking our comment.
D'Amico. Commissioner Kinlock.
Wanted to say absolutely, I'm very appreciative of the confidence that Mr. Williams has in me, but I absolutely have the utmost confidence in you, Mr. Chair. Wanted to say Miko and I have been around this city a long time, going to various meetings, community meetings, and have seen folks preside over meetings, and you're one of the best. And I just want to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're saying we're all old, aren't you? Any other speakers to the board?
No, there are no other hands raised.
All right. Let me say it one more time. Is there anybody here or online that would like to address the board? Hearing none, then we will bring public commentary to a close. Our next item, item 7, A, B, and C, is receipt of various correspondence and the BOWC response. Is there a motion to receive and file the items in 7, A, B, and C?
Chair,
Commissioner Blackman.
to receive and file items A, B, and C under item 5.
Is there support? Are there any questions specifically if someone has a question about any one of those correspondences in the response? Anyone have a question? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. And that is unanimously adopted. Next, items from commissioners. Commissioners,
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we had another. I'm sorry.
commissioners, any items from commissioners? Hearing none.
Mr. Chair, I would just make one comment that when we have these rain events, and some of our customers have not cleared their drains, we do have flooding in the streets. And maybe in some instances where they have cleared the drains, we have flooding in the streets. But I think those items, when they're reported to the department, are dealt with on a very case by case in a very efficient manner. So it is not something we want our customers to experience. So we don't ignore those concerns. We act on them.
Sam, I would dare to suggest that because of the rain we had this afternoon, you've got more cases today, this afternoon than you had this morning. And we're going to have to deal with them on a case-by-case basis.
Mr. Chair, as you may recall, last month's meeting, I think we had 11 complaints about catch basins. The next day, me, the manager of maintenance and repair, and the assistant manager of maintenance and repair immediately went out and looked at all 11 instances, and 9 of them were simply debris, leaves, grass covering the basins. So it is important. I know that we wish that we could provide that level of service to our customers to remove vegetation from the street, but we can't. Our responsibility is to make sure that we responsibly collect and convey wastewater and send it to treatment. We are at a very good pace of cleaning catch basins that are plugged. We know where they are. We have a very robust work order management system. And by the end of this year, we think that we will be through the backlog, even in spite of the reduced FTE count that we have due to the 54-inch water main break in Southwest. Our men and women are out there doing their best to serve our customers, and we have way more than 3 trucks out on the street on a daily basis.
Here.
Yes, Commissioner Blackman.
Mr. Smalley, are we utilizing other companies to help us in this regard?
We are using both in-house and contractors. We are adding in July 1st, I believe, $3.5 million of catch basin repairs through contractors, fixing the ones that have sunken, that the covers are falling in. So we will be making progress on that. We have added an extra $2.5 million worth of contractor assistance for cleaning sewers. Again, we have to clean the sewers because if you clean all the catch basins, but the sewers are not clean, the water is not going to flow the way that you want it to. So we're balancing both blocked catch basins and cleaning sewers. We cleaned over 600 miles last year. We're working hard to make sure that we hit that again this year for the 2,400 miles of sewer, 24 inches and below. That puts us on about a 4-year rotation, which I will compare favorably to any Southeast Michigan community. And also, we heard during public comment concerns about cutting overtime. We have offered voluntarily to our field crews the option to work a 4-10 schedule. It is absolutely not meant to reduce overtime, but for those who want a 4-day work week, affording them the extra day to go grocery shopping, take care of their kids, attend parent-teacher conferences, it provides that level of flexibility. There is absolutely no truth whatsoever that we're trying to cut or take from our MVPs in the organization, which is our field workers.
All right. Hearing no other items from commissioners, let's move on to unfinished business. There are 2 items there, the Cass Hancock Blocked Basin and the Lafayette Shane Blocked Basin. This is an information item, I presume?
Yes, I believe that we have, we will provide a response before the next committee meeting.
Very good. Next, then we'll move to the approval of the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of items 10A through M. These are mostly contracts that were reviewed mostly by the Finance Committee. We're bringing them to you to be considered in a single motion, which requires unanimous consent. The first question is, does any commissioner wish to remove any of these items from the consent agenda to be considered separately? All right, hearing none. Commissioner Blackman.
As presented.
Is there support? It's been supported. Any discussion? And again, I will add, with this one motion, we're spending a whole lot of money. But I can tell you that each of these items was given pretty careful consideration at the committee level, and it comes to the board with the unanimous recommendation of the Finance Committee. Any other discussion? On the consent agenda, all those in favor, please say aye. And that is unanimously adopted. Next item, new business. And I believe we have a presentation from American Water Resources, our 2025 partnership review. And Mr. Ellis and Ms. Hillock and Ms. Nelson, please introduce yourselves.
Perfect. Well, good afternoon, and thank you to the entire Board of Water Commissioners for giving American Water Resources, an on-course company, the opportunity to share program updates with you all about our partnership with DWSD and the customers enrolled in our optional water and sewer line protection programs. My name is Jeff Ellis, and I'm Senior Vice President of Partnerships and Business Development. And I'm joined here with two of my colleagues, Meg Hillock, Director of External Affairs, and Jaleesa Nelson, who is the Account Director in charge of our partnership with DWSD. I'm not sure who's driving. There you go. There we are. We can move to the next slide. Thank you. Okay, so today's agenda will cover an overview and impact of our partnership, service excellence, and our continued commitment to support the community at large. At a high level, in the 3 years that we have partnered with DWSD, we have nearly 24,000 customers enrolled in this program. And of those 24,000 customers, we've serviced over 9,000 homes to the tune of $5.3 million in claims paid on behalf of those customers. So if you think about that for a moment, you have nearly a 40% usage rate of this program for those who are enrolled. And when you think about the extreme savings that we are providing with the adoption that we have, you can see this is a very impactful program to the customers enrolled and important to the city of Detroit. We can go to the next slide. Just a little bit more about us as a company and who we are and what we stand for, as it really does manifest in everything that we do and how we show up, both for DWSD and for our joint customers. Our mission, vision, and values are really rooted in 3 core things. The first is value, and that to us means having the right products and the right solutions for customers at an affordable price point. And that's exactly what we do for those enrolled in this program. And we do it in a way that gives our customers peace of mind for those unexpected, catastrophic occurrences that can occur and are very debilitating when they unfortunately do happen. The next key piece is our vision. It's to be the most trusted and reliable home solutions organization in the country. And that trust means that we need to be there when our customers need us. And that really is our final round out from a value perspective. If we can't service folks when they need us at the most important time, then we're not doing our job. So those are our three pillars. I'm going to turn it over to Jaleesa, who's going to walk us through a little bit more in terms of details of the impact and what we've done program to date. And since we spoke with this group a year ago, over to Jaleesa.
Next slide. Thanks. So I'm just going to go back and really kind of give a reminder of how we all came about with this partnership. So DWSD selected American Water Resources to provide an optional, affordable protection for customers who may be experiencing unexpected repairs due to normal wear and tear to their water and sewer service lines. So AWR's programs have unlimited protection for Detroit owners, and which is cost, unlimited cost, and no service fees for a contractor to be dispatched. It also covers the repairs for any leaks or breaks to the water line and clogs and blockages to the sewer line. Programs also, just to kind of show you, that diagram is really showing typical responsibility for a homeowner. Our programs cover the exterior wall up into the tap. The tap itself is not covered, but we do cover the service line that services from the home to the utility. The program also includes basic site restoration. So if we do disturb the land and ground, we do breaking, backseating, and restoration of any city public sidewalks or streets that may be impacted. And with all of our repair programs and replacements, we have a 1-year warranty. So if something happens again, they can call us and we would open up and make sure we get that resolution. With that, next slide, please. So from a partnership impact, next slide, I'm going to share what Jeff previously shared, $5.3 million in paid claims for the Detroit partnerships in only 3 years. So great impacts, and those are just for water and sewer lines, repairs and replacements. If you go to the next slide, that impact is really to the community, not just the homeowners that we serve in our partnership, but the infrastructure in Detroit. So that's over 9,000 service lines that had restoration of some type of service issues. About 92% of those were to the sewer laterals themselves. But this partnership also opens up the door for the Detroit-based workforce. So we are actually using local contractors to do the work. 29% of them are within that Detroit city limits, and 43% of them are minority suppliers. So definitely dedicated to the Detroit partnership. We also have a contact center which services 3 Detroit-based remote employees. And that's 6 total. Slide, please. So from a service excellence, how they're performing with the over 24,000, about 24,000 customers, we have a 95% customer claim satisfaction, which is something that we strive for. We have, like I mentioned, 7 service providers who are doing the work within the community and saving the community $5.3 million in home repairs to their service lines. From a contact center perspective, we've answered over 20,000 calls with a service level of 70%, which means we're responding within 30 seconds of the call. And our contact center has the ability to have over 200 plus languages, so we can assist any customer in whatever languages they prefer to make sure we're communicating properly. With that, next slide. From a provider network, we're averaging scheduling a customer at 1.3 hours. So what that means is a customer will call in to us to open a claim, and we will hand it over to a provider to contact them back to schedule them. So that amount of time is averaging 1.3 hours for quick, immediate scheduling. We're also on site from that time of scheduling in about 1.8 days on average in the Detroit partnership. And our service time to restore, get their water running or their sewer functioning properly is about 3 days on average. So it's well above the 14-day SLA that we have in the contract. We are also averaging an overall rating of 4.8 stars. So it's about 95% satisfaction. Sorry, yes, out of 5, yes, yes. All right, next slide, please. But don't just take it from us. I also wanted to incorporate some verbatims from the surveys that we received from customers who actually experienced the service line disruption and utilized our services. So they speak about the great customer service. They talk about how the technicians were polite and how they were patient and explained to them the process and things like that. And my favorite one is how they would recommend it to anyone. We want to make sure that we are applying the values that we have in this business and that their customers are actually seeing that value themselves as well when they use our services. So with that, next slide, please. All right, we're going to go into community engagement, and I'm going to turn this over to Meg.
Thank you, Jaleesa, Jeff. Thank you to the board. So we established with OnCourse, and Aid American Water Resources, as mentioned, is part of the OnCourse family, a program called OnCourse Cares. We believe in going beyond just the value of our programs and supporting the communities we're in. We believe in taking the extra step to help the community outside of those programs as well. Most recent example of that was the Southwest Detroit water main break. When we heard about it the day it was occurring, we picked up the phone, we contacted DWSD, and we offered our support. We believe we're a part of this community and we want to show up, so we did. We were able to provide 54 volunteers across our organization to administer our contractor network in order to restore equipment within the homes. We made a $20,000 donation in order to further the support to the residents of that community. And any customer who is enrolled in the programs, we credit $100 of their fees of our programs so that they didn't have to incur that additional expense while they were outside of their home. And then through the power of DWSD, especially, I do have to commend Dominique and her team on the considerable and fast effort that everyone made in restoring the services. We were honored to be able to be a part of those efforts. We have taken that community engagement to an education perspective as well. So we are, through feedback with the City Council, this board, as well as our partner DWSD, incorporating feedback related to clarity in who offers the program, as well as clarity in what is covered and not covered into our materials. Next slide, please. We've begun co-branding to ensure that a customer is aware that while this is endorsed by DWSD, American Water Resources is the organization who is providing the programs. In addition to that, you'll see not only the graphic you saw earlier that outlines in a diagram generally what is and isn't the customer's responsibility, but furthermore down in the details, you will see what is covered, what is not covered. This goes supplemental above and beyond our terms and conditions and our FAQs that do outline these details, but we wanted to do it in a format that addresses the feedback we heard, which is make it clear, make it easy to understand, and make it straightforward. So we've done that here. We also, as Jaleesa mentioned, support 200+ languages. And so we do indicate to contact us. If this is in English, but contact us if you'd like to understand these programs or details in another language. Next slide, please.
Questions?
I have a question.
Beckman.
So for customers who may not, we do our best to make sure they're aware of the program. But for customers who may not know about it, are there ways that when we, in our various community activities, can make them aware of and provide this information to them?
I know that it's on our website. I know that we've advertised or collaborated with OnCourse American Water Resources. Maybe they can expand upon the outreach, how you're trying to expand the reach of the program.
As much as we are trying to help customers use our website, there are customers who either don't feel comfortable or don't. So is there a way we can, as in our various meetings that we have, make customers more aware of this and the advantages to being a part of it?
Try to do that. It's a program of attraction more so than promotion on our end. I know that they have literature that they have committed to translating into Bengali, Arabic, and Spanish, but they can expand upon that a little bit more.
Yes, so in addition to our marketing, our regular schedule of marketing, where we do reach out to customers in order to inform them about the programs, we actually are starting to have been invited by different districts through the city council to present at their community meetings. We did present in April at the Southwest Detroit District 6 community meeting. We are upcoming for District 4 in July, and District 1 has also reached out, and we are coordinating when we'll be able to present with them as well. So you do have our commitment to continue to show up in the community to help support and educate on these programs.
And for customers who've fallen behind on their payments, how do we help them?
As far as customers behind on their payment with us, I can certainly take that question away. We do handle everything on a case-by-case basis. I can answer that. And we address each customer with care. As far as the specific process, we can certainly get you those details.
If I recall, the last metric I saw, your collection rate was around 92% for residential. Does that sound familiar?
It does. We also have a very high retention rate as well, which is in around, I believe, the 90s as well. Is that correct? 80s to 90s, depending on time of year, but yes.
Yes, Commissioner?
Afternoon. Thank you for clearing some of this stuff up. By the way, I am insured with y'all. And I thank God I haven't had no problems in a house that's 125 years old. But I have a question. As far as the claims and that, I know you told us who had claims, how much you had paid out, that you have denied. Is there a number that just didn't get through the process for whatever reason?
Can you hear me? Okay. There are some instances where it's not covered by the program terms. And in those cases, we do communicate with the customer.
For them?
And contact our contact center. We do have a dedicated customer advocacy team as well who handle any customer concerns related to the programs, and it would be addressed through that matter.
Okay, yes, Commissioner Coleman.
Can you give me an example of maybe something that a customer thought was covered that wasn't? Because I'm concerned because someone pays into this fund all these years and they have this sewer failure. And I guess two questions. An example of one that there was a problem, and the other one, typically, what is the response time? Like, how long does it take for you guys to come out and make the repair or assess the damage at least?
As scheduling, it is, and if we go back to the slide, actually a couple up where we had some of those details.
Could whoever's driving the PowerPoint switch to the slide that describes the response times, please? There you go.
The average time to schedule is 1.3 hours. The average time to be on site is 1.8 days. And then fully restoring the service is 3 days on average.
Can you give me an example where, and I don't know if you can answer this, but I'm very curious because, it's always in the fine print. Is there any common one that people think should be covered that's not?
Mr. Chair, if I may, we're also part of the appeal process. From time to time, the concerns will get appealed to us. The three biggest concerns are, one, the actual connection to the public sewer main, as was described as the tap, is not covered. They indicated that hard and soft restoration of concrete, asphalt, grass in the public right-of-way is covered, but on private property, it is not. And pre-existing conditions are also an exclusion. That may require some more investigation or inspection to determine if something is pre-existing or not. But those are pretty much the three biggest concerns that we have heard.
So example, if my driveway needs to be ripped out to repair the sewer line, they're gonna rip the driveway out, but they're just not gonna put it back? Or am I gonna have to pay somebody to take the driveway out?
For that instance, we'd probably do a cold patch. If you wanted to do cement, you could out of pocket kind of cover that portion and then they would still do it. But the program covers cold patching.
The reason I bring this up, Commissioners, I've actually had this situation where I wasn't using your service, but this can become a big number. And I had one snap at the connection and they had to go 15 feet in the ground to repair this thing. So, and it was not cheap. So that's why this is a great program. I just would hate for somebody to have paid into this for all these years because insurance companies are notorious for doing that. So I just hope that we make sure we stay on the appeals process. And
You're anticipating a question I was going to ask, and it's either to Sam or to our representatives. My sewer line collapses tomorrow. How much is it going to cost me to fix it?
Thousands of dollars up to not, oh, go ahead.
Even more than thousands.
What I would like to add is that we have been allocated funding from both the June of 21 storm and the August of 2023 storm through HUD. We are scheduled to do alley sewer improvements. We have $9 million from the June 21 storm and $175 million from the August 2023 storm. That will allow us to work in the alleys, fixing these taps or connections that are failing that we see when we televise our sewer mains. We will be able to repair in excess of 12,000 with the combination of the 175 plus the 9 million. We have a signed grant agreement with HUD. We're working in collaboration with the Housing and Redevelopment Department. We are currently in the environmental review stage of that process. And we hope to early 2026 break ground and make significant headway on addressing the failed taps that we see throughout the city.
Very good. But so how much is it going to cost me? Paying for this, for claims.
About an average of like 9,000, depending on which line you're replacing.
And if it's in the public right of way, it could be 20,000 plus because that's 15 feet plus or minus deep.
Okay. So, I mean, and look, we all know we pay for all kinds of insurance, and we're paying for a product that at night we say a prayer that we never use, especially life insurance. And so we're shifting a risk from yourself to a company. And why are they willing to take the risk? Because not everybody files a claim. You know, it's a pooled risk. And I'll also say this, part of our agreement is the department gets a share of some of this revenue, and it's completely earmarked money that we can use for discretionary products, discretionary services. And so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Your numbers are very good. We appreciate it. And that's why we're happy to co-brand with you, because you're responsible for our reputation as well. Any other questions? Thank you for the very good report. And we appreciate you coming to see us.
Commissioners.
Okay, where are we? I think the next item is the director's report. The director contacted me. What do we have? Item B is the response to the villages of Detroit. In that matter.
We have scheduled a meeting with them, so I think we're going to defer this report pending the outcome of that meeting.
All right. Yep.
what is the villages of Detroit? What is the villages of Detroit?
Commissioner Kinlock, that's his district.
You know, Indian Village and those communities over there, yeah, over there. Island View, all the villages, yep, yep.
I didn't realize they, okay.
A citizens,
Yes.
all right. Director's report, the director notified us that he got called out of the office. I don't know if you would like to make a report, Mr. Smalley?
Yes. Chair, can we pull up the, just the director's report slide? Next, please. Next. There we go. So as we're all aware, in the winter, we're not able to do hard and soft restorations, hard being concrete, asphalt, soft being grass or vegetated surfaces. So we do accumulate a backlog during the winter months. We are now out of the winter months and our crews and our contractors are working hard to get all of those addressed. I do have some specific numbers not mentioned on the slide. Last week, we completed 129 hard surface restorations. We have 626 remaining. And while we do have some extra ones coming in, we're doing first in, first out. So we anticipate being caught up on the hard restorations in less than 6 weeks. For soft restorations, we were able to complete 107 last week. We have over 1,300 of those to do. So we are going to add additional crews to increase the level of productivity. And we are adding or starting a whole different contract next week that will be specifically addressing the lead service lines that our DWSD crews have replaced. So we certainly ask for and appreciate everyone's patience. We have significantly brought down the backlog and reduced the amount of time that people wait. And we've made a commitment that we're not going to carry any existing restorations over the winter. So if we have it on our books by October, we're going to finish it before winter hits. But those that occur after October, they may have to wait until next construction season.
Sam, what's going on around the building and up in, is that the water department or?
Get me started.
Okay.
It's the
Start.
Streetscaping of Randolph. So this project is scheduled to continue at least through November. There are significant impacts on all sides of our building, combined with the construction right next door across the street on Bates. They're going to be reconfiguring and changing a lot of the traffic patterns on Randolph as part of a beautification process.
Yeah, yes, just wanted to say that the Macomb little construction that they were doing, they finished that, but Greektown is large. So how long is that supposed to take?
I don't have that information. We'll be happy to get that for you.
Call you at, but thank you, yeah.
Anything else on the director's report?
I will add, generally, is that we're making headway on backlogs from the winter. Happy to report that our meter operations crew has had a 30% increase in productivity compared to the same period last year. So they are certainly doing more with less. Our investigations or revenue protection unit is continuing their great work of tracking down non-revenue water, helping to reduce vacant flooding houses, in addition to the other work that they do. Our maintenance and repair crews, as I reported earlier, have significantly increased the pace of sewer cleaning and catch basin cleaning over the last few weeks. You know, the water main break in Southwest, the 54-inch, had both financial and staffing impacts on us. Those will be resolved as of July 1st. DWSD has some hiring fairs coming up. So if somebody out there is looking to join the DWSD team, please feel free to give us a call to learn more information about those hiring fairs, or our HR director sitting behind me may be able to plug that herself here. So I'll stop there.
All right. Next, comments by commissioners. We're not bashful about talking as things come up. Comments by the chair, I just wanted to say something that I know everybody is aware of, and I've seen some email, but we want to acknowledge the passing of Irma Clark Coleman. Ms. Coleman, I cannot tell you how many years she represented me either in the legislature or more recently on the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. She was active well into her 80s and 88, absolute lifetime of public service, and we're grateful.
Ditto those remarks as well. She's a mentor of mine and just a mentor to so many people down through the years. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Afternoon. Tiffany Jones, Interim HR and Organizational Development Director. As Deputy Director mentioned, we do have an outstanding career fair that we are putting together with our recruitment team. We'll be at Triumph Church next Thursday from 10 to 2, and we are interviewing on site. So if you know any field service technicians and/or customer service representatives, send them to the career fair. We'll be happy to talk to them and possibly interview on site and offer positions.
Commissioner Blackman.
Want to mention the site for Triumph, please? The address?
I'll pull that up, Commissioner.
Boulevard? Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that, because there are several locations, so thank you.
As Jones mentioned, conditional offers of employment will be made at that fair, at the fair.
No.
No. There was a time when any young person I talked to, I would say, you have got to go to college. I don't say that anymore. I don't say that anymore. You know, people can do so well in the skilled trades. And I hear that the need, particularly in Detroit, far outstrips the supply. All of our contracts, all of the contracts let by the city of Detroit have a minimum requirement of Detroit residents to be hired in that contract. I told a young person, if you want to go to a skilled trades job fair and you have a Detroit address, they will fight over you. They will fight over you. So I'm something for young people to think, and not such young people. You can get into an apprenticeship in your 30s and even in your 40s. You need to make a change. So, all right, that's my comment. Are there any other matters to come before the board? Yes.
Mr. Chairman, Scott McGriff, General Counsel, Chief Compliance Officer. I want to give you just 2 lines on the 54-inch water main break claims process. There are 2 points of information I would like to pass out at this board meeting. Number 1, we've had approximately 50 claimants that filed a claim but have gone MIA, have not responded to calls, have not responded to outreach by our claims adjusters. I sent those names and addresses to our community partners, and they're assisting us by going out to those homes to make contact and encourage those people to reach back out to adjust their claims. Because today, or Friday, I'm sorry, we are sending out a 10-day notice to those claimants, indicating that they have 10 days to respond back to claims adjusters or have their claims closed out. That goes along with the second letter and the second item I'd like to talk to you about, which is the closure of the claims process. That will be July 11th. So for those claimants that are in the process of obtaining documents or having conversations with the claims adjusters that have responded, July 11th is the closeout date by which we're going to stop processing the claims. And so we're sending that notification out to all of the other 150 people that have not yet resolved their claims to have that process completed.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I also want to call out our community partners who have been exceptional in helping us both outreach to the claimants and to the people that have been impacted, and in following up and helping those claimants process their claims, understand the process, and communicate with our adjusters. We just had phenomenal help for our community partners, and we're very appreciative of that.
That's very good information. I think I've said it before. Given how old the infrastructure is, the fact that there are system failures or collapses, that's not our fault. How we respond to those collapses and system failures is on us. And I think in this case, we've acted very responsibly. All right, is there any other business to come before the board today? Oh, look at your note from, is there any other business to come before the board today?
Oh, you want me to mention this?
Yeah. Oh,
I was just sending a note to Sam earlier, based on the comments we had been hearing, and on my way in to the meeting today, I did run into at least 4 clogged drains, which caused me to proceed slowly because I didn't want to have any brake problems. So I did refer this to Sam. I'm sure, I know in some instances they have done a pretty good job of cleaning the drains, but I'm not sure how clogged they may be further down. And I know that's our objective is to clean them all. And he's made a report about how we're proceeding with that. So I am waiting for the completion. Of the cross street. Okay, I'll give you that. Thank you.
and as we are doing our lawn work, keep debris, grass, leaves, newspapers away from the storm drains. That's what we have, that's our job. All right. Is there any other matters to come before the board? Words of advice, words of wisdom? It's been moved and supported, and we stand adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna give you your ticket so you can do the money thing when, yeah.
You're in your mail.